That was boring.
Welcome back to It's Lights Out.
Oh, here we go.
Nice.
Yeah, that was actually kind of boring, that race.
Oh yeah, hella boring.
Hella boring.
Well
It was
done to
weird.
Perez.
It was weird that the only interesting part of the race was the potential mass genocide from Ocon.
Idiots! Why are they running on the track?
I don't know. I
It's
don't
so stupid.
like the before the race is finished. It's like I think they just got it wrong, and they knew.
Yeah.
Like surely they should have known that Ocon, like Hulkenberg just pitted. So surely they should have known Ocon's still out to pit.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you were saying way before, like a good 4 or 5 laps before the race.
Like he's gonna have to
He's going to
pit.
have to pit, otherwise he's getting disqualified.
Yeah.
So
So it wasn't even like someone's coming on the last lap, and I can get at some races everyone's pitted, no one needs to pit again. You can maybe jump. You shouldn't, but you could because
Yeah.
you can be like, no one's going to pit. But they knew Ocon had to pit.
yeah, donuts. What team was it? Do you know that started running out? Was it the Red Bull?
No, it was the camera crew.
Was the camera crew?
Yeah, it
Sorry,
was all the photographer, and then they started building out the bit where the cars go in. You know, when they're like the 1, 2, and 3, and they built Parc Ferme out,
Yeah,
and they just started building it mid Grand Prix.
that's so stupid. Well, that'll be up to the FIA to sort that out.
Yeah,
And I'm sure they will think about
They
that.
should definitely.
Yeah,
I
there's,
think-
there's going to need to be a new rule where you can't move until every car is
They
passed.
shouldn't- that should be the rule to begin with.
It should.
I'm sure it is the rule. I just think they just started early.
Probably.
But they're going to have to look into that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, it was dumb.
And then obviously you're not allowed to climb up on the barriers as well. And Red Bull decided that was a
can-
good idea.
Yeah.
Even though
But
they're
to be
not
fair,
allowed.
I think they did that, and then I think they climbed off it. Because I didn't see them at the end on it.
I
Or
did.
were they? Oh, were
Yeah.
they? Oh, so
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
climbing over it.
They were climbing and they were over the track. I do like that though.
Oh, I like it as well.
Yeah.
But I also I get why they don't do it, but at the same time, no one's ever fallen on the track. They used to allow
Yeah.
people onto the track back in the day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's still dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Health and safety.
Health and safety and everything. So
But yeah, overall boring.
those things.
Perez, well done. Good race. You were better than Max.
Perez, driver of the weekend,
Yeah.
won the sprint, won the race. Like, fair play.
Yeah, did really, really well.
Really, really good weekend. Very
Deserved that
strong.
win.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's always strong at street tracks.
You're saying he's the king of street tracks. That's what you said, wasn't it?
In the Red Bull, anyway, yeah.
In the
He's
Red
not
Bull.
quite the king of street tracks, but he is he's sort of becoming the king of street tracks because
Yeah.
every street race he's winning,
Yeah.
which is fair play. And like last season, it's not like they had the fastest car every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair play to
But
him.
unlucky to Max with the pit stop, but he would have still been beaten because Perez was catching him anyway.
Yeah.
So I still think he would have been beaten by Perez.
He would have done. Perez was just generally faster over today's race. Just race pace was much, much faster. So
Definitely.
he was always going to be out ahead.
Yeah, he was.
He was going to pass him, wasn't he? He was very close to passing him. That's
He
what
was in, he just got into DRS and then they pitted.
And then they pitted.
And Max made a good point actually, which I was like, okay, fair play to Max. He was like, yeah, same thing happened. Like in the briefing at the room at the end, he said to Perez, yeah, same thing happened to you in Saudi last year. So it was like, he was sort of just like, these things happen.
Yeah.
A bit more mature from him.
Unusual.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Especially compared to the sprint race. Like,
Yeah.
It was, very immature from him during the sprint race.
Very.
Yeah.
Who else? What else of note? The McLarens were faster. They brought,
Better. The upgrades are working.
brought half an upgrade, wasn't it?
Yeah. Got about 2/10 quicker,
Yeah.
which is a sizable step.
Yeah.
Fair play. Yeah, they've done well. They've done well.
It's good considering how far behind they were
Yeah.
a few races ago, where they literally couldn't pass a Williams.
Yeah.
It's a big improvement.
I know.
Thank goodness for that.
I know, yeah. That is a very big improvement. So well done. Well done. And then
Anything else of note?
I think the people who like maximize the car, I think Leclerc had a great race
Yep.
for what the car could do.
Didn't even fight at the front. There's nothing for it.
Oh, have you ever seen a Grand Prix where it's like near the beginning of a race and the person in first doesn't even bother to defend the person coming past?
It's mad.
It's crazy.
It's mad.
Crazy. That wouldn't have even happened back in the day, back in the Mercedes dominance days,
Yeah.
because there was never that big of a straight line difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even straight line difference when they're both just driving. Like the Ferrari, I think, has the fastest engine. But-
Yeah, of course. When there's no DRS, there's not that big a difference between the Red Bull and the Ferrari.
No, but as soon
they were
as
side by
DRS
side.
opens, it's just boom, just past.
Yeah.
And then you watch like Hamilton later, DRS opens behind Sainz, he couldn't even get past. No, everyone else was sort of struggling to overtake unless there was a big pace differential, which is kind of crazy.
Speaking of overtaking, Alonso's overtake was. Oh no, was it Stroll? Stroll's overtake
during the sprint, and then Alonso's overtake during the race.
No, Alonso's overtake during the race today.
Yeah,
which was
really,
bold.
really good.
That was a really
There's a couple
good
really good moves. That was an awesome overtake, and then there was Norris on Hulkenberg.
Yeah, although Hulkenberg's tyres were
Shot.
dead by that
Yeah,
point.
dead.
Absolutely
Yeah.
dead. People struggling into corner 3 as per usual.
Quite a few people hit the wall.
A few people hit the wall.
Like quite a few, surprising. A lot of them got away with it, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously the safety car that messed Max up. I don't know why they called Max in when there was a double yellow on track. Unless they just didn't want a fight to happen on track. But there was a double yellow. They should have waited one more lap just to see if there's a safety car.
Yeah.
Because if the double yellow's out, that means someone's stuck somewhere. So, or there's like an incident where you have to really slow down. It's not just like a single yellow flag where you just sort of got to lift off. Like this, you have to slow down for. Why not just wait one more lap?
Yeah. Just maybe maybe they were just trying to be too. Maybe just a bit hot-headed. Maybe just trying to think too.
I think they just didn't want to fight on track.
Yeah.
I just
maybe
don't. I
too
just
scared to
really
fight.
don't think they didn't want them to fight on track.
Yeah.
So they just were like pit,
Get
and then
that
we're
fight.
hoping that the safety car be called quickly. It's quite a slow safety car. Just get called out.
Yeah.
But good recovery from Hamilton
Good recovery.
Yeah.
So annoying he couldn't pass. There were many times where he was
in DRS.
in
was
DRS
nice, yeah.
range and just couldn't pass.
But I think Leclerc, Alonso, Hamilton all maximised their outcomes.
Yeah.
For the car.
As best they could.
Yeah, Norris as well.
Norris as well.
Yeah, and Albon.
And Albon.
Yeah, it's a bit hard with Albon though when you don't have a good teammate. It's a bit like the whole Mick Schumacher thing all over again. Like if you don't have a good teammate, how are you out driving the car or are you just driving it at what it should be at?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Was it two? Was it De Vries? No, hit his front left.
Yeah, he was the one who had
left-hander.
he's the one who called the safety car out.
Yeah, but then who was the other one that nearly did the same thing? There was one and it took the paint off. Who was that?
Stroll.
It was Stroll.
Yeah.
So
he got away with that.
Was that corner? That corner is jagged, isn't it? It's not perfectly rounded. No. Or do you know?
Yeah, it's like, but it's relatively smooth enough. Like
Smooth enough.
he's just turned in too much.
Yeah. Shouldn't have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just silly, really.
Yeah, because you want to take it quite tight because then the next is the other corner going round. So you want to take it
The other
quite tight.
right-hander, isn't it?
Yeah. So you do want it like on the game at least. You want to take that tighter so you get a nice run into the next corner.
Yeah.
If you go deep into that one, it really messes you up for the next one.
Yeah.
Like Hulkenberg did later in the race. So
Absolutely.
yeah, but straight tracks are hard tracks, and you saw. I feel like we saw.
Not a lot of runoff this year for any mistakes.
No. I think we saw quite a few mistakes, just generally.
George, especially near the end,
Yeah, right at the end, yeah.
just decided. Very smart though, just to kind of
Just go straight
Keep
on.
braking.
There was no one there behind him. He was like, I'm just going to get the car slowed down and go around.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got fastest lap as well.
yeah.
Wasn't even by that much.
No, not by that much. But then again, he didn't have any DRS, no slip.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, true. No slipstream, no DRS. So, whereas everyone else who had fastest laps had slipstreams. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else of note in the race? We already know our heading for the for the.
Yeah, it was a
Cup.
boring. This is going to be called boring.
Boring Baku.
Yeah, because it really was a boring race.
It was.
Yeah.
But thank goodness, Formula One is back.
Yes.
So we're thankful that it's back.
Thank you, Formula One's back. It came back with a very confusing format, though.
Yeah, can you? Yeah,
Do you want
this is something I've never seen before.
It's new.
It's brand new for this weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just me not
No.
ever seeing it in previous years or anything like that. Okay.
So, the weekend starts on Friday.
Yep.
You have free practice one,
Yep.
which is the only practice session you get. So you got an hour to figure out your car setup. Then you have this on the second part of Friday. You have this regular qualifying session. So this qualifying session sets the grid for Sunday. So Friday's
It's already annoying me.
Friday's qualifying sets the grid for Sunday.
Right.
Then you go on to Saturday,
Yeah.
and then you have another qualifying session which is shorter,
Yeah.
and it sets the grid for the sprint race. And then you have the sprint race, and then Sunday you have the race. So the sprint doesn't actually affect the real race anymore. It's just additional points.
It just seems so pointless.
It's just another way that they can drive up ticket prices by saying you're getting more racing, so we're going to double the price.
Which I guess is nice.
It's nice, but it's making just F1 more unattainable.
Yeah.
Every single race is more and more unattainable now.
Yeah. So what was it? So wait, hold on. Practice Friday morning, qualifying Friday afternoon
For the Sunday race.
for the Sunday race, and then there's the
Sprint qualifying.
sprint qualifying Saturday morning.
Yeah.
The sprint Saturday afternoon,
Yeah.
race Sunday.
Yeah. And the thing of the issue that what I've always found is stupid about sprints, and I don't get why they think this is gonna somehow mix the grid up, is especially now that the sprint doesn't even affect the race in any way. A sprint race is just going at full speed for so many laps. So surely if you do a qualifying lap and you end up in order of how fast you were going to be, then just going flat out for 30 laps, that's not going to change anything. You're just going to finish in that position.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's completely pointless.
It is.
It just makes someone. I saw a comment of this, and it makes the rich get richer in terms of the fastest drivers just get more points on the boards. And I was talking to a friend from work, and he said, "Why don't they reverse grid it for the sprint? So you qualify on the Friday.
That is a great idea.
Qualify on the Friday for the race on Sunday where there's more points, and then you reverse grid. Let's say you reverse grid the top 10.
Such a good idea.
Yeah."
That would make things so
Yeah,
interesting.
because he said reverse grid the whole race, but on the whole grid. But then I was like, oh, but if you're reverse gridding the whole grid, then people will just not qualify in qualifying on Friday. Why don't you just reverse grid the top 10?
Genius.
So then it's like the person who's come 10th has a good chance of getting a big chunk of points. The faster cars still have to fight through.
Yep.
But then the big points are still on the Sunday. So you still need to try in qualifying. You don't want to sandbag in qualifying to get the
Yeah.
sprint points. Maybe you sandbag in qualifying if you think you're going to come 10th once you get into Q3. But I think, isn't that so much better
That
idea?
would be so cool.
Yeah.
That's such a good idea.
That's just genuinely what I think we should do.
Right, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
If that happens, it's come from
It's come from me. I'm gonna write a little letter to the FIA to reverse grid the top 10 for the sprint. Imagine how
That'd be
fun that
so
would be
good.
with like Verstappen and Leclerc and Perez.
Yeah.
P10.98.
Oh my word.
And then you
Fighting
have
through the
like
pack.
Piastri and P1. Wouldn't that be so much more? That would make the
Got to
sprint
fight through
interesting.
Hamilton, fight through
Yeah.
Sainz, fight through Russell. Oh my word.
Yeah.
That
It would just make it so much more, and it gives the lower teams more of a chance to score points, like the McLarens, the lower midfield, or like the midfield team.
Yeah, the Alpines.
And then it gives something for the faster cars to have to fight through. I think that's just, in my opinion, so much better.
That is genius.
Yeah. We heard it here first.
You have heard it here first. That is
Yeah.
such a good idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I'd like to give partial credit to my friend from work who suggested that in the first place.
Very
and then I've just
clever.
sort of modified it a bit. Yeah.
Very clever guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Love that.
Oh,
Anything else for the race on the agenda?
no.
No.
It was just boring.
So well done to Perez.
Very well done. You know, Perez, driver
Yeah.
of the day. If you had to pick someone other than Perez, who would you pick?
Who would I pick? I would pick... What for driver of the day?
Mm.
I would pick Leclerc probably.
Yeah.
I pick yeah.
I
would
pick
go.
Leclerc as well. I think Leclerc, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's had a good race considering he was never going to catch anyone.
Yeah. I think Leclerc had a great qualifying as well.
Yeah.
So I think over the weekend, Perez was definitely the best over the weekend, but Leclerc did unreal in qualifying.
Yeah.
Managed to keep the balls behind until DRS, obviously.
Yeah.
And then had a good rest of the Grand Prix. Alonso caught him at the end, but realistically, I don't think Leclerc was ever too worried about that challenge. Alonso also great race, great racing. Hamilton, great recovery from unluckiness. And Norris and McLaren, well done.
And McLaren, yeah, well done. Piastri P11 was it?
Yep, Piastri P11, Norris P7,
Something
P8.
around there. Yeah,
P8.
something around there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Who was the biggest disappointment for you?
The biggest disappointment. Oh, the Alfa Romeos.
Oh yeah,
They're just absolutely dreadful.
awful cars.
Awful cars. And
Terrible.
considering I like Bottas as well, so it's quite painful to watch Bottas.
Yeah.
It's such a horrible car.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
depressing.
yeah. It's a bad car, bad car.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Drives terrible.
yeah.
Yours?
Russell,
Oh yeah.
disappointing weekend for him.
Yeah.
Just off the pace, had the collision with Verstappen. You can say what you want about whose fault it was, how people reacted to it and everything, but still had a collision.
And would you say, and what was it you said that you find that Russell is better when he's got a few more practice laps in him?
I don't know if people notice a trend, but I've always seen with Russell, he's always off the pace in the first practice, or like he's unhappy with the car, and he dials it in over the few practice sessions, and it almost felt that like the fact that they only had one practice session really hindered him.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So yeah,
Poor Russell.
or Russell
Next week,
next week.
Bush.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
I have something really, really exciting to tell you.
Oh yeah, he's been going on about
excited.
this for like a day now, and he's been waiting to tell me this. I'm really excited. What is it?
Okay.
Right.
A couple of weeks ago, you'll know from the last podcast if you listened
Yeah.
that we went to the F1 arcade.
Yeah.
We did. There is a new racing simulator place coming to Brighton
Is there?
at the marina,
Is there?
and it's better than the F1 arcade.
Is it?
Oh my gosh! I don't know yet if they're racing Formula One cars, but they're definitely doing Formula 3 and something else. So I don't know if it's specifically Formula One.
Oh,
However,
yeah.
it's the same the same kind of seats.
Yeah.
You've got headsets on, so you've got headphones on.
Oh.
It's not one screen; it's 3 screens.
Oh.
It's and you can do automatic or manual, and it is user friendly plus elite, so you can do all the different levels. And you get the stats of your races after they email you all the stats. How when you change in gears, everything, your speed difference. How
Really?
mate? This place
That's
it's
unreal.
called Vroom. This is what it's called.
Oh.
There's going to be 12 simulators.
Yeah.
And it's also a bar.
Yeah.
It's also when F1 races are on, it's going to be like a big bar for Formula One. Mate, this place is going to be nuts.
No way. And in Brighton?
It's at the marina. It's coming at the marina. So my friend it works underneath it. So the owner came down, took them all upstairs and was like, do you mind just having a go on these simulators?
Yeah.
Tell me what you think, be honest and everything. It's going to open soon. This is going to be so good. And we are going.
You'll hear it. You've heard that here first.
Yes.
If anyone listening is in Brighton, I know we've got quite a few people who are in Brighton who listen.
Yep.
A new arcade.
Yeah.
F1. A car racing arcade.
Yeah, so it's a car racing arcade. I'll find out if it is specifically. There's definitely Formula 3. I don't know if there's specifically Formula 1. But this sounds so cool.
Yeah. We should definitely.
So cool.
That sounds, it does sound really, really cool.
And it sounds better than the F1 arcade.
Yeah, it does.
Because it sounds like you can actually drive for yourself. And
It seems like a more driver-focused one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is going to be so good.
That sounds really good.
Really exciting.
Right, when we go, we'll give a bit of feedback on it.
We will.
Yeah,
Because we'll be going. Definitely going.
Yeah, 100%.
When it
100%.
I think it was something like I think it's like 30 or 40 pounds for like 2 to 3 hours of racing. So that will be so good. And the races last longer than 3 minutes. They're like 50-minute long races.
Okay,
and stuff.
okay. Good, that's good.
So there's lots of positives.
Yeah. We'll have to check it out. We'll anyone who's listening, we'll check it out. We'll get back to you guys, see how good it is.
How we enjoy it.
Excited.
I know.
It's gonna be so good. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Cool. Moving on.
Right, we're gonna do another draft because the people who did listen, they said they enjoyed it.
Good.
So we're gonna do another draft. Yeah.
I enjoy these drafts.
So what are we doing this time?
Okay, so this time we're going to do a draft of if you had 5 races only for a season in Formula One, and you had to pick the best 5 races you could to make it the most entertaining season you could, what would you choose?
Okay.
Yeah?
So you got to pick like a season opener,
Yeah.
a season finisher,
And 3 mid races.
3 sort of mid races. They've all got to have different feels.
And we can't pick the same ones.
Yeah, obviously we've got to draft them in. Yeah.
Okay. Shotgun first.
Well, I went first last time, so you can go first this time.
I'm going to have Saudi Arabia first. That's my opener.
This is going to be a season opener.
I love Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
I love all the fast, just super fast corners, pinning it the whole way
It's a
through.
street track as well. You got a bit of everything. Fast street track. That was actually on my list.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what
That's a
it
good
is
choice.
about that track. I just love that one.
That's a good choice. That's a really good choice.
Thank you.
So how we'll do it is you go first, I go second, then I'll do another pick, and I get the third pick. Yeah. The second pick and whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so
Cool.
what's your season opener?
Well, I'm not going to do season opener first.
Okay.
Because I want to lock down. I want this track, and I'm going to lock it down. So
know
I'm going to have my finale. You thought I'm going to say something else. I'm going to have Brazil. Yes, I think it's the best track on the grid. On
Damn
the
it!
calendar. I think it's the best track. Every single race always has. Is it always a good race? And I want my season finale to be Brazil.
That is so annoying.
Yeah,
I had that.
I know.
Not my season finisher, but I had that.
I think Brazil's the best season finisher in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Damn. Okay.
And then, because I get to pick again, I'm just going to go pick Silverstone.
Damn it.
Because I think Silverstone's also one of the best tracks. And you know what? I'm going to open the season with Silverstone.
Okay.
Because I think you've got like 400 and something thousand British fans. one of the biggest fan bases.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big Grand Prix. There always have big events on there. You have artists come in. It's quite a big spectacle.
Yeah.
I think you can open with that.
Very good. Okay.
So I'm going to open with that.
Okay. I'm going to go for one of my the mid 3.
Yeah.
So because you've taken Brazil, I'm taking Spa.
Oh, okay. Spa's good. Yeah.
I'm taking Spa. That's one of my
Spa was my number 2 choice.
middle races.
Yeah. Spa was number 2 for me.
And then I want for one of my other middle races to be Monaco.
Okay. I didn't want Monaco. So you can have Monaco.
Because I know obviously it can be a boring race, but I just love the whole spectacle weekend, the glitz, the glamour, all that stuff. Yeah. So I want Monaco to be in my...
See, I don't mind you picking Monaco because Monaco is not on my list.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I was getting rid.
Okay.
Okay, the track I was going to go with then, I'm not going to pick. So I've picked Brazil as a finale.
Yeah.
Silverstone is like high-ish downforce. I'm going to go the complete opposite and the lowest downforce track on the grid. The calendar, Monza.
Like that.
It's going to be I think that would be my number 3 race. Like Ferrari fans feel a bit of pain.
Yeah.
Like they've already failed a couple times.
Yeah.
And then they can turn up at the race angry.
Yeah.
I want angry Ferrari fans at this Grand Prix.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
You got one more.
Oh, okay. So I can pick another one.
I feel like going second was better.
Yeah, it's sort of it. I feel like going second was better.
Yeah.
I had that in the back of my mind.
Yeah. Damn it. Oh well.
I'm gonna go a high downforce, very high downforce track, but has resulted in some good races over the years, and it has weirdly, even though it's hard to overtake, it's actually a good track. Great party atmosphere outside of it, and it's one of the tracks we went to. It's the Hungarian.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Yeah.
That's a really good race. That was one that I was going to think of as well.
Yeah, yeah. I
was
think
really
it's surprisingly, for a track that you can't overtake on, it's surprisingly a good Grand Prix. And I think with the new rules, it's actually quite a good Grand Prix.
Yeah. Very good shout.
Yeah.
Very good shout. Okay, so I've got these are my final 2.
Yeah, your final 2.
So I want, for my final race, I really like Abu Dhabi. That's the final race of the season.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate it.
I know you do, but I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool track.
Okay.
Don't ask me why.
Season finale, Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
Season finale, and then the one in between, I want Austria.
That was on my list.
I like Austria.
Austria is a good track.
Austria's
It's on my list. Red Bull Ring,
Yeah.
Big Max Army, the flares and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good track.
So I've done my 5, which was Saudi Arabia, Spa.
Is this do it in order? So how you?
Okay, Saudi Arabia opener.
Yeah.
Then I want to go Spa next.
Yeah.
Then I want to go Monaco.
Yeah.
Then I want to go Austria, and then Abu Dhabi.
Cool. Yeah.
Those are my 5.
That's a good balance. That's a good balance.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And your final.
So I'll run through my list again. So I've gone season opener Silverstone.
Yeah, I wanted Silverstone.
Yeah. Then I've gone Hungarian as the second Grand Prix. So a bit of a switch.
Mhm.
Then we're going to go complete opposite of that Monza third race, let Ferrari cry a little bit.
Yeah.
My number 4 pick is going to be the Singapore Grand Prix.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking the Singapore one as well.
Yeah. Under the lights, street. I need a street track in my list.
Yeah.
Nighttime race,
Hot.
under the lights, hot, tough Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Always had it's a
good
tough
one.
Grand Prix. I think it's one of the best street tracks there.
Yeah.
And because you took Saudi, I wanted Saudi as my street, so Singapore. And then finally, my number 5 is
Brazil.
going to be Brazil.
So you've nicked. We would have had the same. Brazil, Silverstone.
Yeah.
You wanted Saudi Arabia. We'd have had the same.
Yeah.
So out of 3 of them,
I wanted Spa.
out of 4 of them,
Yeah.
we tried to do that.
Yeah. And then I wanted Hungary, you wanted Monaco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. All good tracks though.
I mean, they're all good tracks.
Apart from
yeah.
maybe Abu Dhabi, which I do
I
like.
think Abu Dhabi's a bad track. I think that's a
I
bad
do
track.
like Abu Dhabi, but I wouldn't have picked it instead of. I would have picked Silverstone over it, or Brazil. I
Yeah.
picked over it.
Would you pick Monza?
I didn't put Monza down because I had Spa,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
so
yeah.
I thought Spa's enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't a
Yeah.
bad shout. But yeah,
Well, anyone who's listening, let us know who you think won.
you.
I think I won. I think I have the better list. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
But I also think that was because you took Brazil straight away, and I was like, It was because
You just thought about the opener.
I thought about the opener. Yeah, maybe I did it wrong.
I went to like my first Grand Prix, and I was like, the finale is almost, and it's in a 5 race season. The finale is very important as well. So I was like, I want to pick the finale first.
Yeah, no, yeah, you definitely did it in the right order, and I think it was better to actually go second. First. You got to react. You got to react to my pick.
Yeah, because I was going to pick Singapore earlier on, and then as soon as you didn't pick Singapore, I then went and picked other Grand Prix that I thought. Yeah. I had Suzuka on there. It was really hard to leave Suzuka out. But I think that because I had Silverstone, Suzuka and Silverstone are too similar of a track. But Suzuka would also be one of the best finale tracks to have. Yeah. Because it used to always be the season finale. But I think Suzuka is the best track that we left out. Yeah. In my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. But overall, good choices.
Possibly
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, bad choice.
But I like that track, but I understand why people don't like it.
Yeah, I would pick Suzuka over Abu Dhabi as a season finale, definitely.
Yeah,
got some really iconic races there.
I like Abu Dhabi. Yeah. I don't know why, but I do. But yeah, there you go. Yeah. So who won? You did, but give us your opinion anyway.
Yeah, we'll ask. We'll make a reel of it, and we'll also.
Yeah. I also saw on our TikToks of how many Ferrari drivers you can do in 30 seconds. Yeah. A couple of people commented. One person got 13. One person got 15.
Really?
30 seconds. So yeah, so people.
Oh, so there's some quite knowledgeable people out there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite cool.
That are quick with their driving.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's nice.
Cool. Yeah. That's cool.
Thanks for commenting those.
Yeah, thanks for commenting. Keep commenting.
Yeah,
like that.
Please do.
Great.
Cool. Anything else? I think so. Rachel's question time.
Yeah, she actually did say, what's the
Rachel's question time.
She asked, what is the fastest ever Formula One lap? So there's a couple of different ways you can look at this. You can look at it like, what's the fastest like average speed a car has had over an entire lap, which is 2020 Lewis Hamilton Monza. Yeah. Which was, I think, like, don't quote me, like 261 or something kilometers an hour on average. Okay. Used to be Ferrari 2018 Kimi Räikkönen. And then before that, it used to be Juan Pablo Montoya 2003 or 2005 as the fastest. 2004 maybe. Fastest. Yeah. Used to be that is. Or you can think of it as the shortest lap ever. So if you were to say shortest lap ever, most people would think the Austrian Grand Prix because you're always like a minute and 2 seconds, minute and 3 seconds, whatever. Yeah. But in 2020, if you remember, because of COVID, they had the Sakir Grand Prix. So that was like a 56 or 57 second lap. Yeah. So the fastest.
Lewis did that in the Mercedes as well, wasn't it?
No, George Bottas.
Oh, it's Bottas.
Yeah, because Lewis Hamilton had COVID, I think.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. Lewis Hamilton had COVID.
That's the fastest lap.
That was the Grand Prix that George Russell stepped in for Lewis because Lewis had COVID. And then George Russell should have won. And then wrong tyres got put on his car. He's got a puncture. Everything went wrong. And then Sergio Perez won it, though.
Yeah. God, Perez.
Yeah. It's first ever race win. What a race. He was like last after the first lap. And then won. Yeah.
Well done, Perez.
Crazy.
Okay. So
Bottas went into the pit. And then they'd given Bottas his tyres to Russell. So they were like, we don't know what to do with you. We had to just send you back out.
Okay, so there's a few different ways of looking.
Yeah, a few different ways of looking at it. But shortest ever time, that's Sakir Grand Prix. Yeah. Fastest average speed, 2020 Lewis Hamilton Monza.
Very good.
We might see a new record, actually, if with this Red Bull DRS, they might be able to set a new fastest lap.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I would be interested to see how close they can get. Because it's obviously going to be slower through the cornered bits. Yeah. Whereas like the Mercedes was got so much more downforce. But then again, it's so quick in a straight line.
So quick.
I think we potentially could see that. Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me. Massive.
What do you think is the best ever lap you've ever watched?
Oh my gosh. I am going to say, because I saw it again recently on Facebook, it just came up. Yeah. And it's the 2020 Spa
Mercedes lap. Yeah.
I love that one. It's that long left-hander that just pins, it just sticks. It's like on rails.
Yeah, literally just like, I've forgotten the name of the corner now, but he literally just like flat out, like the tiniest lip and just goes straight around that corner. That was insane.
So cool.
Yeah. You got, and there's so many 2020 Mercedes laps. There's like the one at the Tuscan Mugello Grand Prix. Yeah. where he's just like left, right, and it's just flat out, flat out, flat out. Yeah, that 2020 Mercedes was insane.
It was incredible. Yours?
There's a few notable ones. There's 2021 Saudi Grand Prix by Max where he crashes at the end. If he didn't crash, that would have been an amazing lap. But then again, he crashed. So
Whoops.
yeah, it was amazing until that crash.
Yeah.
My personal favorite is the 2018 Mercedes one, where they were like almost didn't even get out of Q1, and then Lewis Hamilton sets like the perfect lap. It's like people call it the perfect lap because there's no mistakes throughout the whole lap, and he goes from a car that almost got out of Q1 to on pole by like a good few tenths, and it was insane. Like the Mercedes, I think Mercedes simulated the perfect lap they can do for their car, and he beat that perfect lap by 2 tenths. So it was like he even beat what Mercedes thought would be a perfect lap for their car, which is insane.
It's really difficult for us as
Mercedes
fans, but the thing is,
it
is the best car to come out to ever.
Yeah, well, this isn't even that one.
Do you know no, I know
that would go down as one of the most iconic laps. There's another one. There's I get what you mean though. It's hard as like
I want to be
in recent
impartial.
Yeah,
but in recent times, it's really difficult to argue with.
There's not really been like that insane lap that's really happened. Like any lap in that W11 is insane because it just looks insane.
Yeah.
There's a lap which not many people talk about. It's 2011 Australian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel set a lap that was like 8 tenths quicker than everyone else in his first run in Q3, and he just didn't bother doing the second run. And right. I've never heard anyone talk about that lap, but that was an unreal lap.
Okay.
I genuinely though, I don't think many people will know about that lap. I just remember it at the time watching it.
I'm gonna watch that later.
That was an unreal lap.
Yeah.
And then you got 1990 Monaco with Senna doing it, where he set pole by like 1.2 seconds or something. And he's like one-handed, like changing gear while turning around the streets of Monaco. And it was just like that's like one of the coolest things. If you ever want to watch a lap, that's the coolest lap. Because you feel so raw. Like you just like, obviously the camera quality is not good. So the scream of the engine, everything just seems a bit more like crazy.
That sounds nuts.
Yeah.
Say 1990.
1990 McLaren.
Nice.
Senna. And he sets like an insane lap. But yeah.
I need to give that one a watch too.
Yeah, give it a watch. So give it a watch. Give 2011 Australian Grand Prix, Sebastian Vettel one a watch. 2018 Singapore, 2020 Spa and Mugello, and 2021 Saudi.
Are there any Schumacher?
There's loads, but it was
note.
Yeah, there's loads, but the issue is you have a period of time where they had refueling, and then because of that, qualifying was a bit different, where you could do a good lap, but then it sort of depended on how much fuel you had in the car. Okay. Because you'd set the lap with the amount of race fuel that you'd have. So if you got pole, it's more likely that you just had less fuel in the car than someone else.
I see.
So there's a bit of a like gap between like, there's just a bit of a period where pole position was sort of like, if you got it, it sort of depended on how much fuel you had. So a lot of like great laps in that era sort of you don't really know how great they really were.
Okay, that's annoying.
So yeah, so that's so there's a big period, and that's a big Schumacher sort of area where you're sort of like.
I'm sure there are many great.
Yeah, there's Kimi Räikkönen Spa 2007, which is a good lap as well. There's lots of great Kimi Räikkönen laps from 2005 as well, 2003 as well. Yeah, but yeah, if you ever did want to do some watching,
yeah,
yeah,
see some highlights.
Yeah.
I will be doing that myself, actually.
Yeah, good,
definitely.
Cool.
Fantastic. Well, we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. It's lights out.
It's lights out. We will see you next week, probably, for Miami.
Is it next week?
Next week. I think it's next week.
I think there's like 3 races.
In 3 weeks.
Yeah. Cool. 5th of May next week. We'll
5th of May will be practice next week.
Yeah, so that's the Friday. Yeah. It's a bank holiday weekend if you're in the UK, so.
Yeah, this weekend and next weekend.
Yeah, perfect. Right.
Lovely. But yeah, we'll see you very soon. Yeah. Take care.
Peace.